Hello, I'm David Kerr, Professor of Cancer Medicine at University of Oxford. I'd like to reflect a little again on the ever-rising incidence of early-onset colorectal cancer. I saw two patients in clinic on Friday, both in their early 30s, were presenting with stage 4 disease, both with young families, a disaster. An issue that we must address, I think, epidemiologically. We know that early onset colorectal cancer is defined as disease arising in those under the age of 50. There's been a very sharp increase globally over the past 20 to 30 years, and currently around 200,000 such cases are diagnosed every year, but set to increase unquestionably. The epidemiologists, I think, correctly have identified that this sharp, rapid increase does imply that there is a new environmental change which is underscoring this rise in early onset disease. There's a fantastic team has been put together by IR, Paul Brennan, Mike Stratton and colleagues, fantastic collaborative group of epidemiologists, geneticists and bioinformaticians who are looking at a global study to try and understand the basis of this early onset colorectal cancer. Their approach is to combine conventional epidemiology, genomics with fantastic computational support to try and unpick the mutational signatures involved. The dominant hypothesis is that over the last 20-25 years or so, there has been a change in diet that has allowed an alteration in the gut microbiome, such that we now harbour, in some cases, more bacteria which are capable of manufacturing, synthesizing and releasing mutagenic chemicals. There's a subtype of Escherichia coli which manufactures one such mutagen called colibactin. And again, through some of the painstaking, extraordinary work that Mike Stratton and colleagues have done at the Sanger Institute, they have managed to, using a variety of different techniques, in vitro, observational and so on, to relate exposure to the mutagen colibactin to a particular mutational signature. And what they plan to do is to do a large global study involving one of our strengths involving many different countries around the globe, and collect material from older colorectal cancer patients, early onset colorectal cancer patients, and undertake a staggeringly large mutational study to see if the mutational signature associated with colibactin is more highly represented in these early onset cases. The hypothesis is if you're exposed to this mutagen in childhood, then it increases the tumour mutational burden and therefore the likelihood of developing cancer at an earlier age. If we know, all of us believe that cancer, to convert a normal cell into a tumour cell, usually requires 5 or 6 or 7 separate mutational events occurring at random. And the earlier these occur, the greater the tumour, the greater the normal single-cellular mutational burden, the more likely it is to develop cancer sooner rather than later. A fantastically interesting study, and it's the way ahead with modern genetic epidemiology, one would say. We wish them well. This will be a 3 to 5 year truly international effort, bringing together really a genuinely internationally outstanding research team, and we hope that they are able to shed more light on the epidemiology of this early onset disease, because only by understanding that can we deflect and deal with it. Knowledge is power, as I've said many times before, and if we understand the underlying epidemiology, that will allow us to intervene, one would hope, and avoid the chaotic disaster of my clinic on Friday with these two young patients with an extremely limited lifespan and large families who will be left bereft in having lost a parent. So more power to their elbow. We wish them well with the study. But again, a pointer to the future, one would hope, of modern genetic computational epidemiology. Thanks for listening. I'd be really interested in any ideas or comments that you might have yourself. Are you in the field? Are you seeing more young patients? Do you have any ideas or hypotheses of your own, around the microbiome and what bugs might be involved and so on? As always, thanks for listening, Medscapers, and for the time being, over and out. Thank you.